Hi everybody, it's the November 30th. It's the last day of the month, and I completely missed it. I guess it was November. I saw that posting on November is November, but I won't touch on that because I don't know enough about it. And when I don't know enough about something, I try not to form an opinion or say anything about it until I find out more about it. Anyways, I'm speaking today to tomorrow is my 56th birthday. On Facebook and on my Instagram, I'm actually going to fix it. But on my Instagram and my Facebook, there will be a fundraising donations for the Daily Bread Food Bank. I have yet to hear from anybody from Daily Bread in terms of me going back as a volunteer. I know I will not be going back in the kitchen as a volunteer, but I had asked to go back into food sorting as a volunteer, into food sorting where I started. So I have yet to hear anything back about anything in regards to investigation or anything like that. So I am actually, what I'm doing is I will be posting on Instagram. Like I said, you can go online. Just let me bring it up here for anyone who's probably a little bit not aware of what it is, because here we go. This is their website. If you can see on my phone here a little bit, this is their website. On their website it says support CBC's celebration of community and kindness, and that is actually what I will be on. They had a taping. Me being out of Daily Bread as a result of what has happened in the Peoples and Cultures Department, and what happened with Michael Greenberg, and what happened with Sandra Long, and how that link with Catch Fire Toronto has no bearing on the taping over at CBC, and the feature of Lisa Dixon. I'm going to say Dickinson. If I get her name wrong, I'm sorry. And the cooking school in which she was featured, and I was in the taping. So it will say, make the season kind, support CBC's celebration of community and kindness. And it says donate today. The money that you link onto this link where it says donate. It's on their website. It will be, so I'm just going to walk you through it. Donate to your gift today will ensure families facing hunger and access food that they need, that they can access the food they need. You can click to donate to a participating food bank outside of the GTA if necessary. Not necessarily the new Toronto Street Food Bank, but it can be a financial gift outside of the GTA. So if you don't live in the Greater Toronto area, you can make a donation to food banks in Oakville, in Burlington, in Hamilton, Wentworth area, and right down to it's not a food bank, it's a community care. I don't know if that's the link as well. Also, there is a donation hotline which will be staffed from 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. every weekday from tomorrow until December 31st. Except December 5th, when the lines will be open until 5:30 until 7 p.m. Or if you are in the area, and there are various downtown, I don't know, downtown will probably be at CBC. I'm not speaking for CBC, but if you are in the area, there are boxes in which you can come in to the new Toronto Street Food Bank, or there are other areas. I know No Frills. I know that the Loblaws Corporation has boxes when you leave, so you can come in, buy something a little bit extra put it in your grocery cart. I always used to do that when I was living in St. Catharines. I would spend anywhere between $1 and $5 after I got my ODSP check. And when I used to go into Food Basics, that's where I did the majority of my grocery shopping. And I would leave and I would put items such as baby food, or I would do it at Zehrs too, baby food, or because I know baby food is a really big thing that in the community care they wouldn't get in the Niagara region. Up here at the new Toronto Street Food Bank, they need when I did food sorting, we got a lot of really interesting things, but we got baked goods, we got coffee, we had boxes in which on either side you would put the food in. We get these big huge cans. So tuna, salmon, canned ham, beans. A lot of what they're doing now is they're donating dried goods like dried peas, dried chickpeas, dried lentils, the naan breads. We had a whole bunch of pallets from Weston that Weston donated. So you can donate anything. Anything. We get things like a lot of things like the chocolates and that will come into it will go into institutional, and that will come directly to the kitchen. They don't go out. Although some of them went out in the food bank at Easter time, I think. Um, Donating menstrual products and Depends and diapers and toilet paper, paper towels, all needed because it's Christmas time. Christmas wrap. I don't know. I wanted to do a festival over there for Christmas trees and donating anything like I mean you name it. Just go around your house and see what you buy at the grocery store. See what you buy at Dollarama. See what you buy at the. We do accept medications. There is a whole huge box of medications, but generally the medications will go out and they don't necessarily have them on the shelves and you get them for points. They'll have them as you check out and they'll have them for free. Like beauty products. We had salons donate hairsprays, beauty products, face creams, a lot of things. So just go around and see what you would like to feel like you would like to donate. I know also it says here that you beyond the financial gift. If you're not comfortable giving a financial gift, because some people say give a financial gift and it necessarily doesn't go to where it's going to, and there's a lot of scams out there, and there is. But trust me, I know where the money is going. The money's going straight to the finance department, and then it's distributed that way. So please make aware of that. There are other areas where you can donate. You can donate to the North York Harvest Food Bank, Feed the Need in Durham, Food Banks Mississauga. This is all on the website, and you can just click donate and you donate. Knight's Table, helping to alleviate hunger in the Peel region. The Food Bank of York region. So you can you can scroll down, and that is my fundraiser for my birthday. I am Daily Bread. People say, boy, the big thing about me not wanting to go out was a couple of volunteers said, why does she spend every day here? I spent every day at Daily Bread from 8 until 3:30, mostly because of the fact that I was looking for a job. And we all know who would pull resumes. It would be Melinda Jeffries, Sandra Long, Ash Bouvier, Melanie Regato, Jonas Regato, and Dallas Winston. And they would pull resumes. They would call managers. It would go right down to Ed Verhaven. It would go to Lisa Satchel, who's no longer on this earth, I believe. And they would pull resumes. Riley Satchel. They would pull resumes. They would go in, talk to managers. They would dress up as me, Melanie dressing up as me now, and they would actually go in and trash places, run around. Melanie likes to run around naked. They would run around, come in, say I was a drug addict. See, that was the whole defamation of character suit. And they would get into my Indeed, or they would get into my Naked, and they would start to rework my resume or do whatever. So, but I'm looking for a job, and that's why I spent the majority of time over at Daily Bread. Plus, I love Daily Bread. I have food insecurity. I think that by the time I paid all my bills this month, I received my check on Friday, paid my rent, paid my Wi-Fi, paid my hydro, paid, yes, I did Dollarama, and I got some Christmas items. Oh, okay. And by the time I did all of that, and I bought my Christmas presents, some of my Christmas presents, I had $50 left to go to the grocery store. I went up to No Frills and I bought the groceries I bought. You see, everybody knows what I'm talking about. And then you Google, and on the CRA, the grocery benefit that's coming, you're getting a new carbon benefit. Okay, I don't know if that's for real or if that's a big huge scam, because I haven't seen it in my bank account, and I did my taxes last year. So, with that being said, it is on my fundraiser. It'll be on my social media. It'll be on my Instagram, and I am going to post this as well on my Instagram, as well as on Facebook, on my story. For those who do not suffer from food insecurity and have the feeling that, well, why don't you just go get a job? Or what's the point in donating? I mean, all they're looking for is a handout. My speaking to that, if I speak to those who feel that way, go and get a job, you'll get money for a job. All of you know, if you're obviously educated people, such as myself, you know the rise and the standard of living, you know the rise in groceries as a result of the tariffs that Donald Trump has instituted. That's part of the rise in groceries, is because of the tariffs, and small businesses are suffering. You also know about the rise in rent. That's the standard of living. When people come to this country, and you'll say then, they're coming to this country for a better life. They're coming to this country because they need to escape wars, genocides, and such as that. So I just would want to say to you, I would want to say that I never thought I would be in that position. But back in 2014, when I had my stroke, I was working full-time at a job. Yes, it was a call center. I was making my bills. I was paying $650 for a one-bedroom apartment, but I was making my bills. I would go out and spend $300 on clothing at a drop of a hat. I would go out and buy a brand new winter coat because my coat was dirty and I didn't want to pay for dry cleaning. I was a single person who was making over and above the minimum wage, because the minimum wage at the time was $9.50. I was making $11.50. So I never thought in my entire life, first of all, that I would leave St. Catharines. Second of all, that I would be homeless. I don't like to say homeless, without a residence, in a shelter, access a food bank, a community service such as that, a community resource. I never thought that, because I was working full time, and my life, I had a career, I had an education, but it happens. It happens to people who don't think about it, and that's what happens. It's not just people who are drug addicts and people who are refugees and people who are immigrants. It happens. It could happen to anybody. I'm not going to get into the fact that how people become a drug addict, because that's something totally different. I do not have enough knowledge about how people become a drug addict. I have my opinions, but my opinions I'm not going to say anything about that. So I would encourage you also to do that. You don't have to make a donation in my name to the New Toronto Street Food Bank, but that's something that I'm putting on my Facebook, but I'm encouraging that. So have a wonderful day. Tomorrow I turn 56. I'm on my way to 4. I'm on my way to 60. I'm trying not to think about that either. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.